Is it possible to explore all of London in just one day? Well, no. But just how much of London can we see in one day? That is the question I've decided to try and answer with this video. So I'll take you from Big Ben to Tower Bridge and all the way back again, from its ancient history to its world famous views. Let's begin. Now, our epic one-day adventure starts and ends right here, in a place that I would say is the beating heart of London, staring down the iconic Big Ben.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
There's the Big Ben there,
Yeah.
and then there's the Abbey there. So I have all of the London sites around me.
Now, you may know, or you may not know, that Big Ben isn't actually the name of the clock tower itself, but the name of the 13-ton bell inside it. And once we've stood and admired it for a little bit, it's time to start walking. And we're going to cross the Westminster Bridge, enjoying our very first view over the Thames. And what better for a first view, because this is definitely one of the most iconic views in London, with the Westminster Palace to your left becoming more in view as you cross, and the London Eye to your right, which, when it opened in 2000, was the tallest Ferris wheel in the world. You can go for a ride on it if you've got a little bit, well, quite a lot of spare cash, to be honest, and enjoy the views from the top. But today we are just strolling past it because time is of the essence. Now that we're on the South Bank, we can begin walking along the Thames. And I absolutely love the South Bank because it's just so quiet and spacious, and it really gives you the best views over the much more built up and bustling North Bank. And as we walk, in less than 20 minutes, we will spot the Millennium Bridge, which also opened in the year 2000. And you may know this bridge is the one that was destroyed in Harry Potter. This part of London itself offers incredible views over the dome of St. Paul's Cathedral, which we will see much closer towards the end of the video. And also right behind you is the Tate Modern, which, if you're into contemporary art, is probably an absolute goldmine for you. And as we walk on from here, we'll even pass some small London beaches. So, you know, perfect for a dip, have a little drink, the water is pristine after all. Okay, let's move on. Now, to prevent this video being over an hour long, I'm actually going to ring off really fast a few places that you're going to pass within just the next 20 minutes of walking. First, keep an eye out for Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Then, if all this walking is making you feel a little bit hungry, make sure to head through the foodie paradise of Borough Market. Next up, spot the full-size reconstruction of the Golden Hinde, which is a replica of the first English ship to ever circumnavigate the globe. And finally, just a little bit further along the river is the HMS Belfast, and this one is not a replica. This is a real Royal Navy warship that was used in World War II and the Korean War, and it's now a floating museum. You know, when I'm listing a Shakespeare theatre and a literal Royal Navy warship that fast, you know there's got to be a lot of things to do in London. Okay, so at this point we'll have been walking for around an hour, so I think it's time to not walk any further and instead begin the walk back to Big Ben. But why walk the same way? London is a massive place after all. And we've been looking over at the North Bank this whole time, so we should cross the river, right? And it's one of the most recognisable bridges in the entire world. Now, this part of London would have been incredibly busy in the late 1800s, which was when this bridge was constructed. So the central sections would have to have been lifted constantly so that tall ships could pass through. This was one of the reasons why the famous pedestrian walkways were added above. Okay, for our walk back, we will first pass the formidable Tower of London. Next up, we will arrive at the true architectural masterpiece that we spotted earlier from a distance, and that is St. Paul's Cathedral. Now, we've been walking along the banks of the Thames for pretty much the entire video, and this part of London gives us a perfect opportunity to deviate from those pristine waters and head into the busy streets, because there are a few iconic ones here that take us from the cathedral all the way to our next stop. And first up is the Strand. It's a historic street known for its theatres and grand hotels and many opportunities to grab a snack. What you got here?
It's basically just a Kinder Bueno donut. And it's massive, but it was also pricey because it's London. Whoa, but look at the size of that. It's like right next to my face.
It's worth mentioning that it's about 10 a.m.
No,
as well.
it's 11.
Okay, it's 11. It's still a morning donut, which I think is a term that Ellie coined earlier,
Yes,
but it's
the
not.
morning donut.
Doesn't exist.
It exists in
There's
my
no
books.
such thing as a morning donut. As we continue on from here, we transition onto Fleet Street. And this street was historically synonymous with the British press, as many national newspapers had their offices right here for centuries. And then we arrive at our penultimate stop for the video, which is Trafalgar Square. Now, London is packed with incredible museums, way too many to see in one day, or even I'm going to say 1 week. So just as an example in this video, we headed into the National Gallery, which sits overlooking Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, and I can see from here.
That's quite nice, yeah. It houses a collection of over 2,000 paintings. But use this as your opportunity to find a museum that speaks to you. From art, natural history, science, archaeology, there's just something for everyone. And I know I've been making quite a few sarcastic jokes throughout this video, but on a more serious note, London is a city bursting with interesting sights on each and every street corner. It's a city where each street lamp and tiny alley have their own stories and have all played just another tiny part in the history of this beautiful city. And from here, we've almost made it back. We're barely a 10-minute walk from Big Ben, where we started. So to get there, let's walk down Whitehall, admiring the old and the new buildings, all seamlessly interlaced with each other. And there you have it. We have completed our one-day walking tour of London. I really hope this itinerary maybe helps you make the most of your time in London. Or if you're not visiting London, maybe you enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did enjoy it, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing to see more content from all over the UK and even into Europe as well. Please do let me know in the comments if you think that I missed anything on our route today. That way we can share more ideas and just learn even more things that we can do around London. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.